to the Virtual Ball Boys podcast. My name is Chris, and I am joined once again by my good friend Matt.
You know, people who don't know the difference between entomology and etymology bug me in ways I can't put into words.
Man, I did not understand half of the words you just said, man. I'm a dum-dum. I don't know these words.
So, etymology is the study of, like, the origins of words.
Okay.
And entomology is the study of insects.
Okay. I see. Sorry,
and they're very
your joke,
similar.
Your joke fell flat then because I did not understand it.
Because they bug me in ways I can't put into words.
Ah, god damn. God, now it's sunk in.
Backstory for a joke.
When you explaining a joke makes it more funny. All right, welcome, welcome everyone. Sorry, I ruined your bit. I literally I was like, what the fuck are the
what the fuck was I saying?
Yeah, I don't know words. I don't know etymology or whatever it is. Welcome everyone. So we got quite the show for you. It's gonna be like we've had our luck lately where we've run pretty much, under an hour podcast. I don't think this episode's gonna have that.
Nope.
We have, and it's probably not gonna be like that for some time now. We're gonna at the end of the podcast let you guys know what we're gonna be doing over the next few weeks, because we got that mapped out for you. We have the mock VBBFL draft today. Another draft where our two teams are going to draft. We haven't actually done a draft in quite some time. We did them during the season last year, but now we'll actually get to form teams that we're going to use for next week's mock game, just to see how everything goes with the VBBFL. So the New York Bozos and Golden Griffins will be getting themselves organized.
Very excited for that.
For that mock game. And we're also going to be assigning stats to the Escondido Artisans. It's our second to last team that we need to assign stats to for the big show.
Our baby project is all grown up.
It's almost there, man. It's almost there. But first, let's get into the news. I combined some news from last week that we missed and this week, so we got a lot, but we're going to try to run through it relatively quickly.
Let's do it.
First up, Dez Bryant to Baltimore, ? Dez Bryant might be heading to the Ravens.
This is news to me.
You didn't know about this?
No.
Yeah, so he worked out for the team, I want to say yesterday or today. At least we're recording this on Thursday, so whatever, however many days it's been. And there's nothing imminent. There's no deal imminent. But Dez Bryant is once again trying out for the league and trying to get back in. What's your thoughts on this?
My biggest thought on this is that it's much less likely that they would sign Antonio Brown if they got this done, so I really hope they get this done.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. I think I feel like Dez has deserved a shot. He hasn't gotten a shot since the Cowboys. I mean, he did sign with the Saints that one time, but then got injured.
Like right away, dude.
Yeah, and has taken a little bit of a break from the league generally. Would love to see him back. I think he deserves another shot. I don't know if he'll be the wide receiver that he used to be, but certainly
there's no way.
Certainly could be a nice option of addition to Baltimore.
And Marquise Brown would be the number one anyway. Still,
for sure. Yeah. I think that they love him too much.
And Mark Andrews the number two. Like,
yeah, well, yeah. Is it Andrews? He's like their tight end.
He's their tight end. Yeah,
I see what you mean.
Yeah,
like they're gonna be the priorities.
He is the number two receiver.
Yes, definitely. Next up, Melvin Ingram, the longtime linebacker for the Chargers, is holding out of camp right now. He did a hold it in. I guess you call it a hold it in when you're in the camp and not practicing. I don't know. Regardless, he did a hold in with the Chargers at one point, and then has since begun to hold out for a new contract with the team. He's been with the organization for almost 10 seasons now. I think it might be 9 seasons at this point with him.
That's a lot of seasons.
That's a lot of season. But any thoughts on this? I don't know how much you know about like know of Melvin Ingram but like in terms of the what impact this might have on the Chargers defense if this kind of goes into the season.
It's going to have a big impact. The Chargers defense is the thing that's going to give them success this year with either Tyrod or Justin Herbert figuring out the offense still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So without him, this is going to be a really big blow.
Yeah. I think one thing that is of note is I think Ingram's time with the Chargers might be coming to the end anyway, because they did draft Kenneth Murray. I think he might be an inside linebacker compared to Ingram, who I think is an outside linebacker. But they are still trying to tool up. Plus, they have Joey Bosa, who they just gave a massive extension to. So I mean, I could see where he might play this year on his last contract and then maybe leave. I'm not too sure, but it does not look good for his contract situation at the moment. The Chiefs are working with indigenous organizations to kind of figure out how to kind of tone down the appropriation a little bit. So they put out a press release earlier today where they have officially said that fans are going to be prohibited from wearing headdresses into the stadium. It had been discouraged for some time, but this is now a permanent thing that they're putting down, that they're going to be prohibited. Face paint is going to be allowed, but any face paint style that in a way that references or appropriates American Indian cultures and traditions will be prohibited. So and fans will be removed if there is any headdresses or any American Indian themed paint, face paint, prior to passing security screening outside the stadium. The arrowhead chop is also being considered, also being reviewed. The meaning of like their drum deck that they have for their blessing of the drum session. They're also kind of reviewing that. They're trying to maybe move it away from like appropriating that that Native American culture, and maybe more so focusing on it being like representing like the heartbeat of the stadium itself. And they are looking into ways of exploring the creation of a more formalized education program with input from both local and national partners, and will continue to reach out to local organizations in the region to participate in their American Indian Heritage Month game. I don't love the term American Indian. I feel like that's like I guess it's more, they should be, I feel like, wouldn't they be using indigenous at this point?
So there are a ton of different I actually watched a video on this recently. There are a ton of different names in terms of what native cultures choose to call themselves.
Okay, that's
Indian,
all right. That's
Indian
fair.
is sometimes one of them.
Okay, I always associated the term Indian with like what like Columbus called them, because he was dumb and ignorant when he showed up. Yeah, so that's why I
can share that video with you later. It's by CPG Gray. I always get the letters confused. CPG.
Yeah, I trust you. I trust.
Yeah, CGP Gray.
Okay, yeah. I definitely would be interested. What's any thoughts on this movie from Kids City?
It's all good. I'm already tired from the conversations of they're oppressing our ability to wear this stuff.
Yeah.
From those people.
From the masks, yes.
Yep. I'm like already tired from that discussion. So,
yeah.
Like, but regardless, it's good that they're doing this.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, like I mean, I think that for a lot of people, I think there's some people out there that feel like the Chiefs should change their name, and I'm not necessarily against that, but I would say that what they're doing, what that sounds like they're trying to do, and try and move away from, instead of maybe appropriating on things, and maybe more so trying to celebrate it and put them on a pedestal and help out these. If that's going to be their ultimate goal and that's what they're trying to do, it makes me feel a little bit better than maybe them doing like the arrowhead chop. Like the arrowhead chop, like, don't get me wrong, like there's been, like, when you watch those like playoff games and you see that like everyone in unison doing it, like you get lost in it a little bit because it looks cool, but then you remember that like, wait a second, it's not really good. They're doing
got
it.
some interesting connotations that you're going there.
Say again.
Oh, there's just some interesting connotations with that.
Yeah, it's like it's like very. Like you don't realize like why that chop is actually like I'll be real, I have not really like looked into it as to what exactly the chop was in the culture, but I know that they are doing it in a kind of an appropriative way, and
yeah.
I think reviewing it and maybe removing it and maybe replacing it with something that's a lot better and not good or more good, I guess is probably the way to go. So we will see about that moving forward. Next up, some news from last week we'll run through quickly. Sean McDermott got an extension with the Bills.
Good.
He is now, I think it was like a 4-year or 5-year deal that he got. So Sean McDermott gonna be a more long-term member of the Buffalo Bills. Any thoughts on this?
I think that Sean has done such a great job with the Bills lately and made them like not just AFC East contenders, which has been hard to do, but true AFC contenders. It's the right call. Like, you provided a stability for one of the most laughable franchises in the league. So he deserves it.
Absolutely. No, I 1000% agree. I think that they are still the betting favorite right now for the AFC East, and they deserve it. It's the fact that you've had the stability that you had with this team, especially like remembering like how like 4 or 5 years ago it was like the Rex Ryan team, and like and before that, like we forget like how weird this team was. For a long time, and it's now the Bills are a lot more respected because they not only that, they didn't really lose anyone major during the offseason. They added on to their wide receiver core with Stephon Diggs. Like, this team looks great. Something to look forward to with the Bills. So we'll see what happens with that. Lamar Miller. Speaking of the Bills and their rivals, Lamar Miller signs with the Patriots. Miller, who was with the Texans for a few seasons, now gets his shot with New England.
This might be the most injury-prone backfield I have ever seen.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, like, do you think that Miller is gonna get the start over Michelle?
No, I think all depends on health. If both are completely healthy, it's Michelle. No question.
I would think so.
Yeah,
I would think
but
so.
I don't think Miller is like on the healthy list right now.
He got put on injury.
He got put on the PUP like right away as being signed.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Miller will necessarily get the start. I think the most likely running back to have success on this team is going to be Damian Harris. Their I think second or third round pick last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then have Michelle if he's healthy. Lamar Miller, if he's healthy, Rex Burkhead for the start of the year until he's no longer healthy, because that's how Burkhead always is.
I think I've been hearing buzz around Harris. Since the end of last season that he's going to be the future star for this team, and he very well might.
Which is wild because it's only been a couple of years since Sony Michel was drafted.
Yeah,
in the first round.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, I would not be surprised though if Miller is the one that gets the start in the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
maybe with Harris getting carries if Michelle can't go for the opener.
Right.
So I think if I had to pick one of the running backs I have the most confident in with the Patriots right now, it's Lamar Miller. But that's just me, just based off his past experiences, having seen him with the Texans and stuff, having delivered well. Some kicker news. Graham Gano is a New York Football Giant.
How do you feel about this one?
So I actually like it. It's like,
me too.
To me, it's like the best signing the Giants have made all year.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it.
No, Graham Gano is a great kicker. Obviously, my number 2 team is the Panthers, so I will miss him. But
yeah,
Very reliable.
But the big thing is that he's coming off of injury, and like
Yeah.
the kickers are wild because they can go from being on top of the world to being off the radar completely.
Don't remind
me. Real quick. And I don't know. I look at Gano, and I hope that if he can be the guy that was with the Panthers, that was this Pro Bowl kicker, that I could feel a little reassured, generally. And quick injury rundown here. Gerald McCoy ruptured his quad tendon. He is out for the season.
He's not only out for the season, he's out of his team.
Yeah, he got released. He was waived by the team because it was in the contract. They said, if you injured your quad, we have the ability to cut you, and they did. So Jerome McCoy's out. Dante Poe, but luckily for the Cowboys, Dante Poe, who had been expected to sign with the Cowboys, has passed his physical and is now on the team officially. So. But it's still a big loss for this defense, this Cowboys defensive line that it was looking to make the leap this year. And then just real quick, going down the list, 49ers wide receiver Jalen Hurd tore his ACL. Cardinals cornerback Robert Alford tore his pec, and Bears cornerback Artie Burns tore his ACL. All of them will be out for the season. Any thoughts on any of these injuries?
I mean, with how like rushed this offseason is going to be and is going to feel, you got to expect a lot of injury, and it sucks for these players. It sucks for the teams that for in some cases needed them for a depth piece or potentially a starter.
I think all like Alford and Burns were going to be starters for their respective teams.
And McCoy probably was too.
Yeah. McCoy definitely was.
Yeah.
Hurd, I think might have been a depth piece, but still, I would say the 49ers' major weakness right now is wide receiver.
Yeah, and they've signed a couple of veterans.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, Debo's going to be out to start. That's a problem. You have Brandon Ayuk as your rookie, but he's a rookie.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's always a shot. I mean, there's always a chance that they're going to be okay, and it's a good team. Like, you don't think they're going to completely drop off the face of the earth, but
no,
you never know. It's a tough one. Trey Waynes also has a pec injury, but is not necessarily out for 2020. He just might be out for most of it. That's a blow for the Bengals secondary. And Brashad Breeland, the Chiefs starting cornerback, is going to be suspended for the first 4 games of the season. One last news story: Bill Belichick. I titled this story "Bill Belichick and the Salty Platoon."
Okay.
And Bill Belichick revealed that he is going to consider having a quarterback platoon this year, which basically means using multiple quarterbacks in a game.
Yes, I remember seeing this.
So that would mean that Cam Newton, Jarrett Stidham, Brian Hoyer, and all that
Hoyer for president
would be involved. Yeah, he was asked Wednesday morning before practice if it might be a benefit to pair 2 single callers with varied skill sets. And Belichick's, so basically there'd be 2 quarterbacks on the field, potentially, for things. I always say I'll do what I think is best for the team, what gives us the best chance to win, whatever that is. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I would definitely consider it on unbalanced lines, double unbalanced lines, 23rd personnel, whatever it is. If it helps us win, I would consider it. I think it's a terrible idea, but I don't know. What do you think?
I would agree. It's a terrible idea.
Yeah,
I think what it means is it could mean one of 2 things. It could mean that Cam might not be as good as we think he'll be up to, or it could be that Jarrett Stidham is going to be much better than we thought he would be.
It's basic. He's been saying that all the quarterbacks look good right now. He feels like Brian Hoyer, Stidham, and Newton all look good, which is wild to me because I'm like, why would you put Cam Newton on the same level as Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer? But hey, whatever, man. We'll see what they do.
I think Newton is the least familiar with the system, so he's not performing quite as well, and that's the deal with that.
maybe. I don't know. I have too much confidence in Cam that I don't know how. I guess I'm just not on this camp of like he has to grow into this team. Like I feel like Cam if he learns it, I think that how can you compete with him if
once
he's healthy?
Once Cam learns it and he stays healthy, he's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah. That excerpt, by the way, was from Mike Rice of ESPN. All right. That is that for the news. We are now moving on to draft some more video game people. The New York Bozos and the Golden Griffins have been kind of waiting in the wings. We've used them a little bit before with some of our fake drafts that we kind of pulled off that weren't really going to result in anything. If you're curious of what what either of those teams look like, just look at the album art. Those the New York Bozos kind of are like blue and orange, like tiger striped, Bengal helmet based, and then the Golden Griffins kind of have like the Eagles helmet design, but it's like red wing and golden helmet. That's all on the front. So we're gonna draft like we drafted all the other teams with our friends. The plan, we're gonna go 12 picks, load up our teams, see what works out best. Any other things that I might be forgetting?
Don't think so.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do this snake draft style. And we decided off. I threw it out to Matt to ask him where he would want to draft. He's gonna pick second in the snake draft, so I will be picking first. So I'm gonna pull a New York Giants and pick my running back first.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about someone that has the ability to go fast. I always use the one of the parameters that we kind of included with the initial draft was I want like the smaller smaller video game characters might be best in the running back role. And I decided to pick someone that I felt like could use their abilities to become fast and speed themselves down. As long as they're wearing the right hat. That's right. It's Hat Girl, running back. My number one overall pick.
Oh my god. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy you chose Hat Kid.
Is it Hat Kid or Hat Girl?
It's
Hat Kid. I apologize.
Yeah.
I had Hat Girl written down. So yes, it's Hat Kid.
Yes.
I really wanted to get Hat Kid involved, and I forgot that we didn't end up including her in the initial draft board. I was just like, man, I feel like that would have been perfect for something, and so I had to get her in there.
Awesome.
All right, next up.
All of my picks I took off the board just because I kind of made it quickly, so I don't have any out of there, like outside of that picks.
Sure, I understand that.
Yeah. Just putting that out there. Okay. So, I'm going to start off with my quarterback, just because quarterback is something that I really just want to lock up, because I think it's important to have the leader of your team doing things.
Sure.
I'm going to pick Lucario from Pokemon.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
One of my favorite Pokemon. Top, I don't know what it would be. Top 5, maybe? Definitely top 10. Probably top 5.
Sure.
It also my Smash Bros. Main. It's a fighting type. It uses Aura, and it's most known for the move Aura Sphere, which is literally like throwing a ball. And the best part is that Aura Sphere is a move that never misses.
Very nice.
So
okay.
I think that fits for a quarterback, being able to not miss. Also, Lucarios sometimes have telepathy in some depictions. So being able to telepathically send things out to your teammates while you're doing RPOs, I think it's a super good fit for this.
Definitely. 100% agree with that. All right, and then what's your next pick for round 2?
Let's see. You know what? I'm going to go with a wide receiver, someone to pair up with Lucario. And this character, I think will make a good wide receiver because they're good at reading the future and seeing the future and being able to make predictions and change their actions based off of the visions that they see. They can also kind of adjust their abilities to change around what their play style is gonna be like for whatever kind of wide receiver they would need. This is Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I know most of these characters only from Smash. So.
Right.
All right, I like it. Any other added details you want to throw in, or should I go ahead?
That's pretty much it.
All right, cool. All right, for my next pick, I'm also gonna go in the wide receiver realm.
Okay.
And I was thinking like, how do I want to kind of go about this? Who do I think might be a perfect role player for this? Initially, we had this character listed as a running back on our draft board, but I feel like she might might be able to actually take on the wide receiver role because she's used to solving puzzles that kind of have things thrown at her and catching them with her portal gun. And I'm talking about, of course, Shell from the Portal series. I don't know. I feel like she's handled direction before from a giant robot, crazy one. So yeah, from GLaDOS. Yeah. So I feel like Shell would work well in a wide receiver role, and hopefully won't rebel against and leave the team facility.
Leave the team completely.
In an attempt to escape to real life. I'm sure. I think this. I feel like this is what when we see Shell leave at the end of. Sorry, this is spoilers. When we see Shell leave at the end of Portal 2 with her little companion cube, she's gonna bring her and her companion cube. They're gonna go sign up for a football team, and it's gonna be the New York Bozos.
Excellent.
So there you go. And then my third pick. I felt like I always think of offensive line and think of someone that is very protective, and so I had to pick the best mom in video games in Torio.
Oh, she was on my list.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So I really wanted to. I felt like with Toriel, she has the magical ability to really make sure that she stands up for her team as much as possible and stands up to protect the ones that she loves, as well as serving them delicious butterscotch cinnamon pie as
Excellent.
well. So Toriel's my offensive line.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna go with running back next, and I'm gonna pick both of my running backs here.
Cool.
Because there's two that I really just want to lock down.
Sounds good.
The first one, we have one of these smaller characters, which we've kind of pinned the running back as these smaller, quicker characters. A little bit of a trickster, this one. A little bit of a loudmouth. Could get some in some locker room trouble, but I think that'll be okay. Because in the end, he wants to support the team as best as he can, and yeah, Daxter from Jak and Daxter.
Ah, okay. I was thinking you were going in a different direction, and I thought you were going to pick someone from my team that I have listed. But all right, good, interesting.
Yeah.
What is Daxter's role in Jak and Daxter usually?
He depends on the game. For the most part, he just kind of rides around on Jack's shoulder. Okay. But there are some instances where you play as him.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Cool. I like it. All right. What's your next pick?
My next pick, my other running back. I had to choose someone I thought that, Daxter's very loud, very, in your face type. And I had to choose someone a little more understated, but still with, the attitude needed to get shit done. Mm-hmm. And someone who may be a little more hiding in the shadows. So I'm going to go with Midna from Twilight Princess.
Yep, I knew that was going to come. All right, cool.
Of course.
I love it.
Yeah, and probably her imp form, not her form at the end of the game.
Yes. Well, I think, yeah, I think that'll be like that's where like she helps save the world, and I feel like that's like
Yeah.
that's her strongest
And she can
form.
like grow like a giant fucking hand from her like hair thing.
Yeah, that's
So...
strong. That's some strong stuff right there. Absolutely. All right, excellent. I'm already gonna go ahead and take another wide receiver off the board here.
Ooh.
Now I believe where we had this character listed. Oh wait, no. Okay, yeah, they were a wide receiver. I forgot. So this character is used to taking orders. Sometimes he's not the best at taking orders. And has sometimes tried to take things into his own hands at times, his own bony hands. But at the end of the day, Papyrus is the perfect wide receiver for this team, to act as like a support system, because he's the perfect ally. And then for number 5, I'm gonna go defense here. And I'm gonna let's dip into the Paper Mario realm a little bit here. I thought about, I was thinking like, okay, who do I want to really like? I want someone that's a strong character, like just mindlessly strong. And immediately I thought about Chunks from Super Paper Mario.
Holy shit, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
It's I'm going to assume he's like Scottish. I even know that Scotland probably doesn't exist in the Mario universe.
The O is, it might be Scottish. It's usually Ireland.
Or Irish.
O to
okay.
It might be Scottish
I
too,
get,
but I know Irish does for sure.
Yeah, I get those two very confused, but I guess because they're nearby each other.
They are nearby. They both have Celtic origins. They're close.
Yeah, but so anyway, so
they would
Chunks
be fucking pissed. But
yes, no, they would be. Yeah, I'm sure that they would be like that they accuse us of being racist, and we would be like, that's not what it means, but whatever. But Chunks, but yeah, no, Chunks is this long armed, guy that will just stomp on your ass. And has, we're not gonna have. I'm not gonna have any of his usual team on the team that I'm planning, but it's like to help him become stronger. But he's just strong on his own.
Totally.
I think he'll do a good job. That's it. I did 2 just now, right? So it goes back to you. Cool.
Yep. All right. Let's get my O-line out of the way.
Okay.
So I wanted to do something stupid.
Oh, don't worry, man. I have a lot of those.
Is it as stupid as getting Roy and Roy on your offensive line?
I fucking love it. Go for it.
Roy from Fire Emblem is a swordsman. He uses like fire in a lot of his stuff. He's probably the Fire Emblem character I know the least about.
Okay.
But his name is Roy. And he let's see. Leads an army. Again, literally know nothing about this character, but I thought it would be funny to draft this Roy, as well as the Roy the Koopaling from Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, perfect.
Also on the offensive line. He is wide. He is spiky. He has nice sunglasses, and he's pink. What more do you need? What more do you need?
Yeah. It's endless. It is endless possibilities with that. I love it.
That's the name of the song from Sonic Unleashed. Endless possibilities.
Is that really? Oh,
yeah.
There you go. I feel like those isn't Sonic soundtracks tend to be like just all like heavy metal.
Sonic's not heavy metal, but like just really intense alternative rock more.
Okay. Like, I see.
Sonic soundtracks fucking slap.
They bop. They're
amazing.
Bop. Yeah.
I wish that like the games were as good as the soundtracks.
Sure.
Because they're not. They suck.
Yeah, they were like, all right, we need one element of these games to work out. Let's have it be the music. All right. My next pick, if I can pull up my, I'm gonna go quarterback now.
Nice.
But saving this one, you were talking earlier about Lucario, a man that is good at telepathy.
I mean,
or Pokemon.
A dog thing, not
A
necessarily
dog thing.
man.
Yeah, that's true. A dog thing that's very good at telepathy. I also have an individual that's good at telepathy, as well as many other mind powers, and his ability to not only be amongst like the strongest minds out there, but also be able to travel inside of people's minds, as well, to really get an understanding of what their personality is. It is Raz from Psychonauts.
Good choice.
I felt like that would be a strong quarterback realm. I think that he and I think that overall he's been a leader before, and he's going to continue to lead on the football field.
Awesome.
And then my next choice is going to be I want to deep dive into the Mario series. I'm going to have this character jump from defense to offensive line here. And I'm gonna have Petey Piranha join the offensive line. We know him from the Super Mario Sunshine ruining the Bianca Hills area, but I see him as a quality sports star in both baseball and tennis, and I'm sure he'll do well in American football.
Yeah.
Next up for you.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pick another wide receiver. And this is the only pick I'm going to make that's off the board.
Cool.
Because I want to pay homage to one of my favorite games. And that is Night in the Woods.
Okay.
I've been trying to decide who I wanted to choose, because the problem is that none of them are really the athletic type.
we make exceptions here.
We make exceptions. So Greg Rule's okay, and he's gonna be my other wide receiver.
Okay, all right. Is who is Greg now? Can you remind me of that?
He's the fox, May's best friend.
Okay, he's the one that just wiggles his arms around in that one gif.
Yes.
Okay, yep. All right, just wanted to make sure.
Got cups on his ears. He's ready.
Yes, he's ready. He's all in.
He would be the most likely to play sports out of that entire group, I think.
Hey, if you could find one that like stands out, that's how you roll with it, man. I get it. I understand. Perfect. And then for my next pick, I'm gonna add one more wide receiver. I'm going 3 wideouts on my team.
Cool.
And I decided to pick someone that is versatile, someone that has done it all. Delivered pizzas. Been a cheerleader at one point as well, but mainly is known as a rock star. It is Mona from the WarioWare series. Wanted to go with someone that is both athletic, and as someone that I know could serve as a good support in the offensive realm. So Mona it is. And then my 9th pick, I feel like I'm gonna get people to saying that my defense is paper thin, because we're diving back into the Paper Mario universe again. But I decided to go with the recent Paper Mario game for this one, King Ali, who has not only has he knows how to fold a bunch of enemies into origami and turn them into his minions, but also is able to fold himself and make him large and borderline unstoppable, with only only his sister could probably stop him, and I don't think anyone's drafting him or drafting her. So
yeah.
So I think King Ali is going to be added to my defense here.
Very nice. All right. Let's go with my kicker. I'll neglect my defense for now.
Okay, sounds good.
I had to go with someone who is very near and dear to my heart. Was a meme on my very old YouTube channel. For a variety of reasons, most notably tripping over himself.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy the Bellhop from My Sims Give it up.
There you go. There you go.
Will he trip over himself while kicking? Yes. Will that affect his play? Yes. Will the ball still be kicked? Yes.
Yes. Yes. No. Yeah. No matter what, the ball will be kicked. But I think that's like if we assign whenever we do end up assigning stats, I think we'll be off the podcast. But whenever we do assign stats, it's gonna be negatives on offense, negatives on defense, all in on that ball handling though.
Of course.
He handles suitcases. He's handled everything. It's Buddy the Bellhop, ladies and gentlemen.
I should play My Sims again.
Did you have one more pick?
I should have. One
more.
Okay, let's go. I do want to do my defense last.
Okay.
Because there's one person that I know who my very last pick is going to be. Okay. But I get one more here. I'm gonna do two of my defense now.
Well, what you have one pick.
I only have one. That's right. Fuck.
Because you just picked Buddy.
Yes. Okay, so I need to do my other not defense. And I'm going to make that. I'm really trying to decide. I'm sorry.
No, take your time.
All right, we have her listed as no, I'm not going to do her.
By the way, how many picks have you taken? Is it 9? So this should be 10, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 picks, so this is my 9th.
This is your 9th pick? Oh, yeah. No, so then... All right, wait, actually, then maybe. You may have 2 here. Never mind. Because then I think...
No, because I just picked Buddy.
I'm confused at how this ended up happening, because I have 9 picks done.
What the hell? Did I just do Greg by himself?
There's a chance you did.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't take anyone off your board, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're fine on that front.
Okay. All right. So then take 2 more. So then that way you should be up 9.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do my defense. I'm gonna do 2 of my defenses. No. 1, 2.
You have 4 more picks, so you should be able to pick 2 right now because I have 3 more picks I need to make.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll do 2 right now. I'm gonna choose my 2 defense right now then.
Okay.
God, how did we fuck that up? It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Something happened.
Yeah, that's all right. My guess is I drafted Greg by himself without realizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to choose 2 defenders, and they're both going to be reptiles. In fact, I think they're both going to be like crocodiles, specifically, or versions of them. I think that having 2 like-minded individuals, they can work well as a team together, and they're both like relatively large and can do some defending. And that's going to be King K. Rool from Donkey Kong and Vector from
Okay. All right. Interesting. So then you're basically are those both villains? Like, is Vector a villain?
Vector's kind of an anti-hero.
Okay.
Depends on the game.
Right, because they basically all the Sonic characters.
He was a villain in that one Knuckles Chaotix game, and he was like but he's a leader of the team in Sonic Heroes, and then he just like shows up for all the he's one of the main Olympics Games characters that he was there from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I see. Cool. All right, so now that we've gotten that sorted out, so you should be at 10 picks now.
I am at 10 picks.
Perfect. All right, so this is going to be my 10th pick. I'm picking my backup quarterback now.
Okay.
Raz has the mental strength. He has, I think, the physical capabilities, the telepathy especially, in terms of tossing balls around. But I need someone that was also creative and that can look at a situation, be able to create something to kind of help fit that situation. I'm talking about Maxwell from Scribblenauts.
Ah, that's a good choice.
That's you got the knots together, Psycho and Scribble of varieties. But yeah, so Maxwell, I think, and also another character that has led the way throughout multiple Scribblenauts games. Maxwell is the man to lead the charge here, to at least back up Raz. And then my 11th pick, and this is the one I think I was the most excited about. My next two picks are gonna be kind of come out of fuck nowhere, but also are gonna be 2 of my favorites here. It's gonna be my defensive pick, my last defensive pick. I'm gonna go three strong here. I already have someone that's strong, chunks. I have another one that's methodical in King Ollie. I needed someone that was a little bit more on the sneaky side. Someone that could cause a little bit of chaos. Someone that can, ruin people's days easily. I'm talking about Goose from Untitled Goose Game.
Yes! The indie darlings on your team.
Absolutely.
One-hit wonders.
I love it. This is like I was like man. I'm trying to think of who else I could put on my defense. At the last second, I was looking at like a list of like my top games that I have, and I was just like, oh man, we gotta get Goose on here somehow.
Yeah.
And we did have a Goose listed, right? I think wasn't it like
we have
Goose? Groose. There you
from
go.
Skyward Sword.
No. This is the true Goose here. In Groose. So that's my defensive pick. And all right, and then your last two picks.
All right, my last two picks. Was debating what other offense I wanted to do. And I think that Lucario is more of a meditator, more of a calm personality, and I needed someone who could react very quickly and maybe not always smartly, but still like have that energy to get things going and get things going quickly. I'm going to choose Carmelita from Sly Cooper.
Okay. Wonderful. Excellent.
Only difference is that, like, unlike Carmelita has the ability to like get things done, run the group that she needs to run, and be good at that. She's not going to be as accurate as Lucario, though.
Fair. That's fair. That's understandable.
Yeah. She's known for her inaccuracy.
That's okay. You got as a backup, you gotta have to deal with that. But then,
totally,
I get it.
And then my last one, I had to choose probably the biggest villain on this list.
Okay.
For my last defensive player. I'm talking about the true antagonist of the Pikmin series, Louie.
I don't know. I am not familiar with Pikmin. Is he actually an antagonist, or is he just not?
This is
not
what
good?
This is what the deal with. I'm going to go through Louie's entire deal. Okay, spoilers for Pikmin 2 and 3.
Fair.
So in Pikmin 2 introduced the feature. It was like, oh, you can play as two captains. It was Olimar and it was Louie. Louie being your other one, you could switch between the two to do different tasks. Once you get to a certain point, and it's quote unquote beating the game, and it's not actually, but it's kind of like the objective that you're trying to get to. You get enough money to go home, and you realize you left Louie on the planet.
Oh, Jesus.
So you go back with the president of the company, and he becomes your number 2 for the rest of the game. And it's a while before you actually get to where Louie is. And the true final boss is a spider that Louie is on top of. Whether or not the spider is the boss or Louie is the boss
is up for debate.
Okay. If Louie is controlling the spider in any way.
I see.
In Pikmin 3, you play as 3 completely different people, Alf, Brittany, and Charlie. And at some point, you come across Louie. And you know what Louie does? Steals all your fucking food. And you have to find him that day, otherwise it's game over, you lose.
Jesus Christ.
He runs off, you have to find him again, you have to get your food back. And then he is barely helpful in trying to find Olimar, which part of the plot is trying to find. Louie is a madman. And he's the perfect cornerback for me.
Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel like Louie and Goose would get along really well in that notion. Wow. I didn't know that. I'm looking forward to playing Pikmin 3 Deluxe on the Switch when it comes out. because I wanted to see if I could get into the Pikmin series in any way.
It's a good time.
But now I'm glad to know that lore though, because it's fun to know. Oh man, Louis, what are you doing? All right, the final pick of the draft. I need to pick someone that could become a star, that like deserves a chance to break out of this constant cycle known as life, and like I need someone I need to take him out of the office, I'm talking about Stanley from the Stanley Parable to be my kicker.
Bruh.
We have no idea who Stanley is, but I am assuming he has legs.
He's employee 427. That's all you need to know.
And he's been through a lot. He's done a lot, like in a contained facility. And we need him to get out. We need him to not be in this cycle of constant of hell. That he has to keep on restarting his day over and over again to find out what the fuck happened to his coworkers. No, we're gonna get him new coworkers. That's gonna give him a shot to kick some footballs out of pure rage for what the narrator put him through. So, there you go.
It's a good choice.
And with that, out of curiosity, do you have any intriguing backup characters that you want to mention that you might have considered?
So on my list, I had Jack as another quarterback from Jack and Daxter. I had Cass from Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Papyrus I also had on my list.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. He was like low on it.
Okay.
I also had Groose from Zelda for defense. I wanted to try to get like one per series, max one per series, which I think I did.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair.
I was considering Blaze from Sonic, but I felt Vector would be better because I wanted to do the two alligators thing.
Sure.
I had Sans and Kazooie as kickers.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I was thinking Franklin Clinton from GTA 5 from a quarterback. He was initially listed as a running back, but felt like I would prefer him over the initial quarterback we had listed from the series with Michael. I had Poppy from My Sims as a potential wide receiver. I had Bonkers as a potential offensive line. I had Bonkers from Kirby. I had Caesar from Animal Crossing as a potential defensive player. And I was almost going to take the Matt route with Matt the Me as for a kicker, but I was going to choose Tommy one of the computer me's from Wii Party. And I think Wii Sports potentially. I don't know.
Yeah.
Potentially for another kicker.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with what
I was also considering Fall Guy from something.
Oh,
to be topical,
damn.
But I didn't think that would fall in the rules because there's no specific character.
Oh, I would have allowed it.
Okay.
I would have allowed it. We can, you can swap it out if you want, but that's up to you.
I like this team a lot. It represents, other than Roy, really represents like the type of characters that I dig. So
sure, yeah. I don't know if necessarily is the type of characters, but I wanted to choose from all the games that I enjoyed the most over the years. And, pick the ones that like, okay, this is I wanted to drop the Goose and Stanley bombs really badly, so I was glad I saved them for last and I was able to still get them. But yeah, perfect. And with that, we got one more bit of business to go through. Oh, by the way, did you have a ball that you wanted to play with as your team?
I forgot to think about that.
Because I chose Cappy from the Super Mario Odyssey.
That's good. That's good. Let's see.
Because I don't know. I was like, okay, maybe it could be like where Cappy gets thrown around and like Raz gets teleported into the mind of someone, which kind of fits with the Psychonauts theme as well.
Yeah, that fits really well.
like just like teleports inside of Shell's mind and has to fight like GLaDOS inside of Shell's mind. I don't know. I'm thinking of like wild scenarios.
Yeah,
with mine.
The Rain from Rain Fit Adventure.
Oh man, that's perfect. I love
the character.
Is it actually a character in the series?
It is a character in the game.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
I like it. All right, cool. All right, it is time for the Artisans to get their stats. We will come back to those teams next week. Like we said, we're gonna do a mock game next week, and we'll let you guys know more about the schedule in a little bit. But first, let's break this down here for the Escondido Artisans. Who's first up?
Yeah, so Escondido, by the way, is fellow TCP host Gabe.
Yes.
His team. So first up, we have two quarterbacks to talk about. We have Kumatora from Mother 3.
I know nothing.
Really just know that she has psychic powers.
Okay.
And when you search her on Google, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th suggested image is her with a Sans eye.
Yeah, major character.
She's a princess. Let's see what else. She's seen as a tomboy, where the previous mother characters were very feminine.
Okay.
And she has many powerful PSI attacks. And her name means bear tiger in Japanese.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I like this pick. I think with the quarterback situation, we usually try to give them either strong offensive or strong ball handling. With the PSI attacks, which one do you think kind of fits?
I think that would fit more ball handling.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you want to do 2, 1, and -3?
Cool. That's
2 ball handling,
perfect.
1 offense, -3 defense.
Yep, I like it a lot.
All right, next up, our other quarterback, Asgore from Undertale.
Yeah, so Asgore,
Asgore Dreamer.
The big old fluffy buns. He has magical. His attacks are mainly like fireballs. Are they kind of referred to fireballs in the game?
I think so.
But he's definitely a leader. He's a questionable leader at times. I think that Toriel kind of questions his leadership, his cowardly ways a little bit. But regardless, on a football team, I would imagine that Asgore, especially with how big he is, I think that he might serve as a just a strong character more than anything. I feel like he doesn't handle things well, so I feel like he would have a stronger offensive stat.
I would agree with that.
On things. And I would not say his defense is very strong either, though. So
about 4 on offense and -2 the others.
Perfect.
Cool. All right, we have 2 running backs to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that my position layout is exactly the same as this team's. Just a fun fact.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
First running back. You do this one.
Yeah,
I think you know more about him.
Yeah, Meta Knight is he's a swordsman. He has battled it many times with Kirby over the years, mainly in a sword fight scenario. But he's known for his speed. He all of a sudden can unleash his speed on people whenever he's in like a platforming level. There's multiple games in the Kirby series where you actually do get to play as Meta Knight in like an alternative mode, where like you replay the game that you just played with Kirby as Meta Knight. And so in that realm, there usually is some sort of speed button that you can click on that allows him to go fast. I think that he handles things very well. He never drops his sword. For the most part, he very much he knows how to lead with his. I know it's not a quarterback, but he knows how to lead his swordsmen into battle. I think that he's very smart, and he'll know what path to take in a football scenario. So I think that for this one, I would say I would go like 2 offense, 2 ball handling, and -4 defense.
Okay.
I know that's maybe really harsh for the defense of Meta Knight, but I just figured that I think that he's a lot easier to be defeated than he is, in terms of his attack. I feel like his attacks is strong and his handling is strong. So
yeah. All right, so Ness, also from Mother. Gabe is a big Mother fan.
Mm-hmm.
Ness is actually, despite being the protagonist of the series, Ness is actually the tank of the group, which isn't totally common for main characters. And I think because of that, like his healing skills and his just overall defensive qualities, I think is actually, even though he's on offense, is going to give him a pretty good defense stat.
Absolutely.
And I think ball handling as well. So how do you think we should distribute this? Even if we did like a 0 in ball handling.
So you feel like defense is going to be stronger for this?
I think even though he's on offense, I think that defense will be strong for him.
Okay. I would say make it like a 2 on defense, -2 on offense. Maybe?
Okay. I think that plays out, and then ball handling isn't affected that much for him.
Yep.
Cool. All right, wide receiver. Fuck.
Yep. I saw that. I was just like, oh, yep, we're gonna have to talk about this.
So when we were putting the big board together,
well, we talked about him. We talked
did.
about him on the draft.
We did. Phone guy from fucking Five Nights at Freddy's, the guy who calls you. Because phones have receivers, so he's a wide receiver. Gabe, you better listen to this after all this time.
This is you know what? You were the one that put this in. This is your mess.
This is my mess to deal with. Listen, it's a voice on a phone. It's gonna be like middling stats. I don't think this is gonna go one way or the other. We could do 1 offense, 1 ball handling, -2 defense.
Okay.
Because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's just like all I imagine is some guy in like a dress shirt and a tie with a phone for his head. Like that's
right.
That's all I picture for this guy. So I'm like I have no idea. But all right,
I have to respect puns. That's why it's on here.
There you go. Phone guy is your wide receiver. All right, Foxy. Also from
FNAF.
You do you know FNAF more than me?
I probably more than you.
Yes.
I'm
very like the whole like internet culture of FNAF and all that is like totally out of my realm of.
Yeah, so I'm not
thinking.
a fan of FNAF. Like it's not my personal thing. I know Gabe is, which is why he drafted 3 fucking FNAF characters.
What makes Foxy so special?
Foxy is different from the other robots because Foxy doesn't start until night 2. And he moves around a lot faster than the other robots.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a little scary.
Yep.
That's the point.
And it is a point.
Yes.
Foxy also if Foxy gets to your door, you're done. A couple of the other robots will stand in the doorway and wait for you to close the door sometimes. Foxy will just get you and you're done. You're dead. So I think that speed would lend itself to a higher offensive stat.
Okay. I'm in agreement with that.
Cool. Want to do 3?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right, and then Foxy does have a hook, so I think that would affect the ball handling. So do you want to do -2 ball handling, -1 defense?
Sure. Even if you want to do like a 0 defense, -3 ball handling, up to you. Whichever one you feel like is stronger here.
Let's do that. Like just the idea that hey, your hook is going to make it hard to actually hold on to the ball without popping it.
Yeah.
All right, so those were the wide receivers, Phone Guy and Foxy. Next up is the offensive line. We have Claire Redfield from Resident Evil.
Yes, indeedy. So Claire Redfield, I feel like has been in almost every Resident Evil game. Not the first one. Not the first one, but was in the second one. That was her debut. A current member of the human rights organization TerraSave. So she is the younger sister of Chris Redfield. Claire would become involved or end up in the midst of several biohazard outbreaks around the world, prompting her as well as Chris to devote his career to combating the threat of bioorganic weapons. I think that was the wrong use of his wiki. It should have been her there. Anyways, So in terms of like her abilities, I feel like all of these Resident Evil characters kind of have the same idea where they kind of in the moment are able to be agile enough to evade a monster, or if they have to fight them, they mostly just use their gun.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when we pick these Resident Evil characters, this is not a knock on Resident Evil as a franchise either. I feel like with most of the protagonists, it's either in the moment
kind of the same thing.
You use your environment around you to stop a monster from getting closer, or just heed their progress or whatever, and also to kill them if you have the opportunity.
Yeah.
But I think if you have a weapon, it's mostly like guns or any other weapon that you kind of pick up along the way. So like a use of weapons, generally a protective element, and that's kind of where I think the offensive line kind of comes in.
Totally.
So I feel like defense is going to be high for this.
I think so too. Do you want to do 3 or 4?
I would let's do 3. I feel like 3 is good, and then we could do like -2 offense, -1 ball handling.
All right, I'm down with that. All right, next up, our other offensive line is Suicune, a Pokemon who I can take this one.
Yep.
So Suicune is a very bulky Pokemon. It's known for its defenses. First off, it can take hits super well, and I think fits really well on the offensive line as a result. So defense is going to be high. I might even like go as high as 5, just because that's what it does super well is takes hits.
Okay,
it's bulky.
Let's do it.
And its offenses are decent. So do you want to do? Man, I know we're really tanking the ball handling stat.
We are a bit, but I mean, it's
that's
your
how
call.
this stuff works out. Let's do -2 offense, -3 on defense.
Okay.
All right, so that was offensive line. Now it's time for defense, and we have yet another FNAF character.
Yes, Bonnie.
Bonnie the rabbit.
So, I mean, let me guess: is Bonnie very good at jumping?
I would assume so.
I mean, I'm
because
just
it's a rabbit.
I'm just trying to think of like, God, you know what? I hate doing these Five Nights at Freddy's things because I show up on the website. It's all those freaking Muppeteer individuals like staring at me in the background as I read this text, and I can't pay attention. It's I don't like it. A blue bunny with red eyes and double ears, complete with a red bow tie and a red electric guitar. Is in the first game, Bonnie is the most active enemy in the game. Is usually the first to move, slowly making his way to the player's office, teleporting instantly in later nights, and he will always appear in the left doorway.
I'm losing my mind because there's apparently a FNAF property called Freddy in Space 2, and I've never heard of it. I'm losing my goddamn mind.
Was there a first one too?
I don't know. I've never heard of that either.
You know, I feel like I in the back of my mind, I feel like I did hear about it, but it's only like unlocking in my brain again after you mentioned it. I don't know. The Five Nights at Freddy's crew is gonna try to cash in on anything. It's not a bad thing, but just I feel like that's just how they roll. So in terms of strategies of how to deal with Bonnie will simply stand there until the player checks the camera or the power runs out. If they check the camera, Bonnie will be triggered into attacking. If the player has enough power, it is possible to check the monitor continuously until 6 a.m. and Bonnie will not attack. So I mean, in terms of like, it just sounds like Bonnie is like the default character that but is like eager to attack and like instantly.
Yeah.
My God, they have like a running gif of Bonnie attacking the player. I can't. I hate these fucking games so much. It freaks me out. Let's do. I mean, if it's a defensive player, we have to give it defensive strong stats. But I also feel like offensive stats could also be strong if you want.
How's that look? 2 offense, 2 defense, -4 ball handling.
Let's do it. Perfect.
Cool. All right. Next up, another Pokemon, Incineroar. One of my favorites, actually. who actually, fun fact, I keep saying actually, just got banned from next month's season. They
from like the Pokemon.
The like competitive Pokemon. They took the top 10 used Pokemon in singles and doubles and are banning them from the ladder just to shake up the metagame a little bit.
Okay.
And I will miss this Tiger.
I will miss him.
So Incineroar's stats are interesting. He's very slow, but he is surprisingly bulky and can hit pretty hard too. Not quite as hard as like his bulk is usually used, but can still pack a punch. So I think defense and offense are going to be some stronger stats. Sorry about handling. Let's do. Let's do 2, 1, and -3. 2 on defense, 1 on offense, -3 on ball handling.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. And our last defender is Wolf from Star Fox. Wolf is basically the minor antagonist / anti-hero. He joins Fox at some points in the series. He's a lot edgier than his Vulpine counterpart. And likes to fly and shoot guns. And usually we associate guns with ball handling, so I think this is going to be our cornerback. And we can help out that ball handling stat a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. So, and honestly, I would even be fine giving him a 3 in ball handling. Being on defense like this.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Cool. And then do you want, for defense and offense, how do you want to do this?
I mean, like if he's hard to it depends. Like, is he harder to defeat, or is he like is he like stronger actually attacking?
I don't know enough about Star Fox.
I don't know either. Let's do, since he is a defensive player, let's give him like the better stat.
Okay, so -1 defense.
Mm-hmm.
-2 offense. Cool.
Sounds good.
And then lastly, our kicker, Shantae. From Shantae. Duh.
Yes, we discussed Shantae before.
Yes.
I believe Shantae is half genie.
She is.
I had initially like her general information up before about like we know about her lore. So she has the ability to use her hair as like a whip. Almost, it's kind of her default move. She also has the magical belly dances. That's her ability to cause various kinds of magical effects, most notably teleportation and transformation. There's also just general fighter moves that she has. The different costumes that she wears adjusts her stats and abilities. It's just generally just a magical platforming character. And also is of the tall variety, so she has tall legs to kick.
Yes.
So
as a lot of our kickers do.
Ultimately, we're gonna have to lean into the ball handling stat
of
here.
Of course. Do you want to do 4 or 5 for her?
Let's do 5.
Okay.
And then we'll do like -3 defense, -2 offense.
Sounds good. So a surprise here. I thought this was going to be our defensive team of the division. I was incorrect. Our stats are a 4 on offense, a -1 on defense, and a -3 on ball handling. So leaning into the offense, but isn't suffering too much on defense or ball handling either.
Right, I would say if we want to compare them to it's like a little bit more. It leans more heavily into the offense, a little bit away from the the Brain Nerd and East Chicago. It basically takes two stats from ball handling, puts it into offense, and that's your Escondido stats. Yeah, definitely surprising. Maybe that makes the Western Conference maybe a little bit more offensive heavy.
Right. And if we get to a point when we set out Weatherford, the way that team looks, I think that Mansfield might be our only plus defense team.
There's a chance. There's a chance. I mean, there are a few characters where I think that we could. To be honest with you, I'm looking at it and I feel like we might end up having a situation where it's another balanced team. I think we might end up having like 3 very balanced teams with the Mountaineers maybe be the only ones where it's like completely tilted negatively for the defense.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I can think of. So we'll see how it plays out, folks.
Totally.
So before we go, I have a little bit of a schedule to kind of let you guys know about. We are going to continue uploading, or at least attempting to upload every Friday. If we can't, it will probably be like a Saturday or something. And at least for the next 2 weeks. So the next episode, we're going to be doing our Bozos Griffins mock game, as well as assigning the final stats that we need to the Weatherford Sheriffs. And then the following week, we're going to be running the VBBFL preseason games, and it will be our last episode before the first week of the NFL season. Well, at least like in terms of like actual like being in the week, we're gonna have an episode right before in order to do our picks.
Yeah.
But that episode's gonna serve as our NFL preview episode. So we're gonna do playoff and Super Bowl picks. We'll do some award picks, maybe a bold prediction here or there. We'll see how it goes. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do season 2, episode 1 of the VBB podcast. Will be likely be either Wednesday or Thursday of week 1 of the NFL season, where more than likely you'll get the first week of the VBBFL, our first action after all these months of planning. We'll also be able to pick our NFL games for week 1. Football is back, hopefully. We'll see how the next few weeks play out. Yeah. But it is getting closer, and the saliva is building.
I don't know what that sound effect was.
I didn't know if I really wanted sound effects added to that. But that, so those, we have to decide because like, I know like I might be busy. Our usual scheduling, our usual time that we recorded during last season might be taken up by some classes I'm taking this year. So that's why I think that there's a chance that Thursdays might be our main day for the season instead of Wednesdays. Either way, you'll get our podcast before the first game of any week kicks off. So just stay tuned for that. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode or today's episode, whatever you're listening to this, whatever night, this morning's episode, this evening's episode, whatever.
Whenever you put it out.
And we will see you next week.
Good night and good ball. Virtual Ball Boys has been brought to you by Team Chaos Productions. Find us on Twitter at Virtual Ball Boys and find more of our work at Team Chaos Pods.